Welcome to the Content 10X Podcast, the show where content creators learn how to harness the power of content repurposing. And now, your host, Amy Woods.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Content 10X Podcast. I'm your host, Amy Woods. Thank you for joining me today, and this week we are talking about IGTV. So big changes have taken place over on the platform, and there are repurposing repercussions. So that's why I want to talk to you all and let you know about what's been happening on IGTV. So firstly, a little bit of a history lesson. So IGTV launched in June 2018. In the world of social media, that does actually constitute history because things move so fast that weeks are like years. So it launched as both a standalone app and as a new feature in the normal Instagram app on mobile and also Instagram on desktop. So they had more basic functionality, and then there's the IGTV app as well. And IGTV really represented Instagram's foray into long-form video content because videos posted on Instagram can only be up to 1 minute as a post. And then, of course, in Insta Stories, it's 15-second clips. So IGTV launched long-form video content, but were very, very bold in only accepting vertical video format. So like YouTube, but for vertical videos. So given its focus on catering to modern day smartphone users, I'd say that it seemed like a dream platform if you want to share and consume long-form content, vertical videos on smartphones, but it was met with really mixed reactions when it launched last June. So the funny thing is, on launch, many people were saying, who on earth would want to watch long-form vertical videos? But my view was that Instagram were definitely onto something because we all consume a lot of content on our mobile devices, and video content is actually consumed more than any other form of content. So watching horizontal, like landscape videos on our vertical mobile devices is not always ideal. And IGTV, a vertical TV platform, made sense to me. Other objections that people had, though, were based on not being able to easily repurpose videos for YouTube onto IGTV. So it kind of limited a lot of simple and easy repurposing opportunities from the horizontal landscape platforms onto vertical IGTV. And I'll come back to that in just a moment. But I mean, looking at it, so mobile video will account for 78% of total mobile data traffic in 2021. And a lot of younger audiences are spending more time with amateur creators rather than professionals. And they are doing that on these platforms, on these video platforms. So we're spending less time watching online videos on our desktops as well, and more time watching them on our smartphones. So vertical video, you could see it going mainstream thanks to apps like Instagram and Snapchat, and they have become very popular. And a large reason for that as well is that we often have our phones locked in portrait orientation. And so, it can be quite annoying when it flips all the time, but you do need to flip it to watch a horizontal video. So you would think it would have gone down really well, but actually, I don't think IGTV has been as successful as Instagram were hoping. So Instagram had said that they believe that vertical videos are more immersive and they're more native. They're really good for individuals to try and build a connection with their audience. And also that they're super accessible as well. Not everyone can shoot films in 4K resolution, but even the biggest technophobes can film a quick video by just holding their smartphone up. And I know you could do that in either orientation, but the idea is it's kind of quick and personal, but longer than 1 minute, so up to 10-minute videos. Now, although, it seemed like a good idea to me, it was mixed reactions, as I said, but it was widely reported that IGTV wasn't quite the hit that Instagram thought it was going to be. So we started to see them make moves to get more people to watch IGTV by allowing people to post previews of their IGTV videos as an Instagram post. They made that really nice and easy to cross-promote from IGTV over into your normal Instagram feed. I'm sure that has had some impact, but I'm not not sure exactly what that impact is. But with regards to the vertical only aspect, in mid-2019, so less than a year before IGTV launched, they lifted their vertical video format only feature. They made it possible to upload and view horizontal videos, and they stated that some types of videos, for example, videos that have multiple people in the frame, sports videos, dance videos, they're often best viewed in landscape mode, and they didn't want to limit the viewer experience. So they moved away from their unique feature, their unique proposition of being vertical only, but they're still vertical first. So what happens is it prioritizes vertical video format, but if a video was uploaded as a landscape format video, then viewers can opt to watch it in landscape format and then turn their phone to view it. So I'd say that on the one hand, it's good that IGTV accepts horizontal video format now, because people can repurpose their YouTube videos onto the platform. But on the other hand, it could be a negative thing, exactly the same reason, because people can repurpose their YouTube videos onto the platform. So there's a worry that IGTV will just now become flooded with duplicate content from YouTube. So with just direct repurposed content from YouTube, and there'll be less native content. So from a YouTube repurposing perspective, I guess it's seen as a blessing and a curse. And I think it's fair to say that IGTV is still figuring all of this out. So whilst IGTV does allow horizontal video upload now, videos can still only be up to 10 minutes long for most people. There are some influencer accounts that have longer than 10 minutes. Most people have 10 minutes. And then you've got Instagram stories, that's still vertical video format, as well as Facebook stories and Snapchat. So I don't think there's any way from getting away completely from vertical videos if you are using these platforms. If you go over 10 minutes, you're going to have to do some video editing on your video anyway. And as I said, stories, Snapchat, etc., they're still all vertical format videos too. So if you want to find out how to repurpose a horizontal video into vertical format in a really cool, really well-branded and slick way, then head to episode 44, so content10x.com/44, where I tell you how to do that. There's a blog post, there's podcast, and also a video tutorial. And this is actually one of my most popular posts in Google Analytics as well. So lots of people wanting to find out about that. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over on IGTV now that it isn't a vertical video only platform. It's going to be interesting to see if more people who create content for YouTube and for their website are going to start using it more. Are more people going to start watching it? Is it just going to get flooded with more content but not more viewers? That's going to be really interesting as well. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this and seeing what happens in the IGTV space. I'd love to hear if you use IGTV, if you watch IGTV, so please do let me know. Drop me a comment on social media or in the comments of the blog post, content10x.com/89. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on all of this now that it's changing as a platform. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Content 10x podcast. I always appreciate your time. If you like the show, I'd really love it if you could subscribe. That would make a big difference for me to have more and more subscribers so that more and more people can find the podcast. And also, please do go and follow me on social media at Content10x on almost all of the platforms. And if you'd like help with your content repurposing, then please don't hesitate to get in touch at Content 10x. We're a creative agency that specialises in repurposing content for podcasters, live streamers, vloggers and bloggers. So if you want help with it, then do get in touch at content10x.com. So all that's left to say is thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.